Mech. Walker. Mechanized chassis. Where do they all begin? When Union took the leap to the star to secure humanity's survival, they found that even worlds that are habitable to humans are hostile as all hell. Ships and stations may shield the fragile body humanity has against radiation, vacuum, and many more terrors, but for humanity to live among the stars, they have to plant their roots on solid ground. With humans' ingenuity and engineering prowess, Union forged a powered, adaptable, universal compatible, and comfortable suit hardened against all elements, the hard suit. For humanity so far away from cradle, the hard suits are the last line of defense against the hostile environment. Colonists wore them even within their habitat in case it ever ruptured, and to explore the wilderness beyond their home, the slim version the spacers wore were just as protective against the vacuum of space. And eventually, even military has their own specialized suit, with ballistic protection weaved in it and smart weapons integrated on it. On worlds difficult to traverse by wheeled or tracked vehicles, larger hard suits were built, where the pilot sat in a cockpit rather than wearing it like a suit. With nearly 5,000 years of development, hard suit technology has progressed and matured far beyond what its inventors have foreseen, but even then, mechanized chassis don't appear out of thin air. No doubt some desperate organizations have tried using large hard suit for combat, but you can't just weld some guns or missiles onto a chicken suit and call it a mech. No, a catalyst has to emerge for proper mech to be born. Tank would not have existed if not for the need for an armored vehicle to traverse the no-man land of World War I. Truly, no man could cross those broken ground, but a tank could. And the catalyst for mech occurred around 4500 U, on a world called Hercynia. Hercynia was something straight out of science fiction, an entire world covered in giant trees. That wasn't the unusual part, the truly unusual part was that Hercynia is, for the first time I meant second time in Union history, humanity found themselves to not be alone in this universe. Humanity called them, egregorian. Which, I have to go on a tangent here, probably came from egregious, which is apparently another example of why is English so fucking broken. What soon happened after the discovery was, a nightmare. But, what really happened in Hercynia crisis is a story for another day. For now, let's focus on the warfare. Hercynia, being the jungle world it was, has a terrain that's almost impossible to traverse by armored fighting vehicles, and having infantry fighting aliens without mechanized support is usually not advisable. With the need to bring heavy firepower unable to be carried by infantry on a platform that can traverse over even the harshest terrain, the very first mechanized chassis in history, Genghis, Mark I, is born. During the Hercynia crisis, Genghis is highly effective against the egregorian, a brutal hammer that kills with every swing, and a concrete showcase of the potential of mechanized chassis. After the end of Hercynia crisis and the fall of SECOM, rapid research and development for better combat effective mechanized chassis were soon conducted by just about every capable actor, every bit of potential was found out, the very edge of efficiency pushed to the breaking point. Mech eventually became an all-round option for combat in just about every environment and situation. In zero-G, on rough terrain, or even when reality no longer makes sense, a mech will be able to outperform and outmaneuver any other land-based platforms on a one-to-one basis. In a combined arms doctrine, mechanized chassis would adopt the role of cavalry, one of speed, strength, and armor combined. Their unmatched flexibility makes them a top choice for any commander frustrated at how vulnerable vehicle is to terrain. And on top of everything, the height and shape of a mechanized chassis gives them a psychological edge. Their very presence would bring a morale boost while those against them would shudder in fear. The existence of mech has essentially changed the tactical nature of warfare. But really, does everything I have mentioned really matter? Does it matter if a war machine with legs turned out to be the very next stage of armored warfare? The practicality of mechanized chassis might be part of the reason why mechs are so widespread, but it's definitely not the only one. A quasi-human-shaped war machine now exists and humanity makes it the strongest weapon in every theater? The real reason is a lot simpler than just effectiveness, tactical advantages, or power. It's because people dig giant robots.